All right, welcome back. We are continuing our talk with Jeff Jarrett, pro wrestling legend, founder of Global Force Wrestling. Guys won championships in WWE, TNA, WCW, virtually every major wrestling federation he's been a champion and a big part of. We want to take a quick phone call, Jeff. We have Sean on line 3. He's got some nice words for you. What's up, Sean?
Hey, man, I just wanted to say it's good seeing you on TV, but a lot of people probably didn't know you're a better basketball player than you are a wrestler.
Is that true, Jeff?
I don't know how to take that. That means I'm either a really bad wrestler. I don't know. No, I appreciate that.
Oh, man, you was really good, man. I remember the times when we would see the golden-haired boy who could jump out the gym.
I don't know about that. I can shoot. I can maybe shoot. No, but I love basketball. I tell this, when I get asked the question, did you always want to wrestle?
Yeah.
And I did, but really, as a young boy, my real true love was basketball. I loved it. I was eat up with it. I wanted to do it day and night.
More of a college fan or an NBA guy? Well,
both.
Yeah.
Both. I played college ball here in town. You out of towner. But no, I played one year at Aquinas and then went on to the wrestling. But no, you know what? I'm both. The growing up, Lakers Celtics rivalry, and then the Jordan years, and
sure.
And then I just sort of marvel at. I put it on my Instagram not long ago. Seth Curry shoots it from the tunnel.
He's unbelievable.
He's
ridiculous.
Yes.
And I mean, he makes it look easy. I mean, his ball handling, and I mean, and he could play a little D too.
Why should he?
I wouldn't if I were him. Sean, thanks for the call.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Sean.
All right. The Masked Saint movie comes out on Friday. The premiere is tomorrow night in Green Hills. You'll be there. It's based on true events, not necessarily based on a true story. It stars the Hall of Famer Roddy Piper, who we lost late this summer. First of all, I mean, losing Roddy Piper, I mean, I had a chance to meet him a couple of times. I mean, there'll never be another Roddy Piper, ever.
And that's good and bad. But you're right. And before I got to know Roddy and work with him, I was a fan of his. Growing up and when the WrestleMania era hit in 83, 84, 85 and all that, I was a huge fan of Piper's Pit. And I have said this multiple times. Without Roddy Piper, Hulk Hogan would have never achieved the stardom that he did, because in our business and really in anything, whether it's a movie or the Celtics wouldn't have been to fame, or the Lakers wouldn't have been to fame, had they not been equals in contrasting styles and the rivalries and all that. And Roddy was a villain's villain, and he was the antagonist that was just as equal to the protagonist, Hulk Hogan. And so he doesn't get the credit, and never has, that he deserved as far as taking professional wrestling into mainstream. But man, he just the best, one of the very best. And in this movie, the role he plays, and this is a real stretch, he plays an evil wrestling promoter.
Oh my goodness! Are you
I know
kidding
that's
me?
a stretch, but he does it so well, and he I'm sure he drew upon all of his life experiences and all that. But I can't say enough good about Roddy, and I've said this. If it's obviously it's very unfortunate his untimely passing. He was going to be in Las Vegas with us with our tapings last summer. But if there's one movie, and I'm not speaking for him or his family or anything like that, but as I sat back and as I've done this media tour, and really this media tour or my relationship with Ridge Rock and the Masked Saint movies has gone from basically a job and a marketing arm and a marketing initiative for Global Force Wrestling. It's turned into a passion project because I am a man of faith, and obviously Roddy tied to it. But if there is one movie to be Roddy's last, this certainly is a real unique one, and I don't think it could be better, because it really encapsulated three things that Roddy was about. He was a family man. You couldn't be around him for 5 minutes without him talking about his wife or his kids or something like that. And then professional wrestling is the story. It's based on real events that really happened, and wrestling was his first love, and his second love was acting. So if there is a last movie for Roddy, this is the perfect one in my opinion.
This movie is about a wrestler who retires, right, and receives a calling, a higher calling, and goes to become a pastor?
Yes, Pastor Chris Whaley, I call it, he was a journeyman wrestler down in Florida, and he'd wrestled other territories across the country, and he had a calling, and he started pastoring, and he obviously started out in a smaller church, and he went on to pastor a mega church down in Orlando, Florida. But as he got rolling into pastoring, you know, churches go through this. They had some issues, had some financial issues, so he actually went back and wrestled to help the church, which is ironic. So church members weren't exactly in tune with that, and so there were some issues there, and then obviously he went on to pastor the mega church, like I said. But the unique thing about it is everything you see in this movie, and this is what, when people watch it, I can't wait to get to Green Hills tomorrow to watch it again. Because Karen and the kids and my mom and in-laws, we're all coming out to see it because it is a family movie. Sure. But the way this came about is what's also unique, is that Pastor Chris basically wrote an autobiography, and it took in 20 years of his life. And then Brett Grandstaff, who plays the Masked Saint, he wrote the screenplay, and he's executive producer. The guy is off the charts talented. He took this book of basically a 20-year lifespan, and he put it into a narrative, an hour and 45-minute great movie with the highest production values that you can imagine. And so that when you take Roddy, and then you take, you know, wrestling that I can relate so well to, and the family and the faith and the real social issues that this brings up, bullying, domestic violence, day-to-day struggles in relationships, husband, wife, kids, church, just everything that goes with it. It's I can't say enough, and I got a chance to have several conversations with Pastor Chris, and he's a real down-to-earth dude, and it's just good.
I've always wanted to say this on a talk show. We have a clip.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, we're going to show you the trailer of The Masked Saint. Premieres Friday. It opens Friday. Premieres tomorrow night in Green Hills. Let's check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for one of the greatest, Christopher the Saint Samuel.
Sometimes the bad guys gotta win. Like tonight. Go do your job.
You've always been a man looking for a second chance. Now you have to look after the church.
Pastor Chris, welcome to Westside. He pulled all his funding from us. We have all these bills in arrears and no way to pay them.
There were threats made by local
gangs, and the church isn't doing so well, I know.
What are you doing? Are you praying?
Remember, the world can only be changed by our action.
Now, apparently, there's a mass vigilante out there beating people up.
They don't say.
Where in the Bible does it say thou shalt not wrestle, huh?
Not that.
Yeah, you are. You just don't know it yet.
Sometimes you should just quit while you're ahead.
The Lord never gives us
more than we can handle. I know.
Well, that looks pretty darn good.
It is.
I'm sold.
And I've seen the trailer so many times in marketing, and then I just got back from New York City yesterday, and we were everywhere. Fox, CBS.
Yeah, you've been on a big media tour for this, haven't you?
A big media tour, and it's something that I certainly don't look at it as work, but man, because it was, you know, as I was sitting there, I've seen it a lot, but I'm watching you watch it. Yeah. But it's the same with Host up there and Fox and just the different networks. I shouldn't mention Fox, should I? No, but I did again. But all the different media outlets.
Yes.
that you could just tell that the host and the cameraman or the producers or the directors that we were on set and the PR people, and most of the PR people would say, hey, I got a chance to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And I started asking them questions. It hit home because...
And you don't have to be a person that's quote unquote into pro wrestling to enjoy this movie, right?
That is something that me and Karen have said, my wife, from the very beginning, because we took the meeting and we weren't really sure, but through a friend of a friend, out of respect, we took the meeting.
Sure.
And then we knew it was a faith-based situation. And we're Christians, and of course we wanted to listen. But as we rolled along through this, and obviously professional wrestling, they wouldn't have been calling us if it didn't have professional wrestling.
Sure.
But then you talk about like checking all the different boxes. You don't even have to be a wrestling fan or a Roddy Piper fan or a fan of faith-based movies. If you just like a good movie, you want to see this. It's just so good because, like I said, that you know, there's chick movies and there's guy movies and there's date movies
for guys who like movies.
there's all that. But when you talk about a family movie, sometimes they're few and far between. But this is something that you can take the entire family out. And as I watched it, the movie for the first time, obviously I wanted to see how they were treating professional wrestling, respect, integrity, and they just blew me away. But then I began to watch the kids and just the life lessons, that the talking points that you can talk about, that, you know, if you approach your kid, and I've got 5 from 9 to 19, and if you want to bring up bullying, you can tell they freeze up. They don't want to talk about it.
Sure.
You know, even if they see it at school. And you don't even want to ask about, has it happened to you? Have you seen it? But they claim up. But you watch the movie and how it's treated and all that, then you sort of have those opportunities to talk with your kids about different things, and it's good. It's such a good movie that it appeals to secular, it appeals to all audiences, and that's, like I said, it's seen in McMinnville, Crossville. If you're watching this in the mid-state area, it's everywhere. Because I got a text on the way down there. I texted and I said, I want to make sure that I know what theaters it's at, because it's a nationwide release this Friday. But Crossville, Cookeville, Franklin, you name it, Hendersonville, Franklin, all around the area, you'll be able to get a chance to see it.
Wow, that's great. Let's take a quick call from Morgan. She has a question for you on line 2. What's up, Morgan?
Hi, Mr. Jarrett. I just want to say I'm a huge fan of yours. I have been ever since the beginning. But my question is, how do you feel, you know, when you were being trained, not getting all the TV time, not getting, like, the spotlight, and how do you feel that now the WWE has, like, their own sports reality shows? How do you feel as a wrestler who, and I'm not saying that they're not being trained, I'm not saying that at all, but, like, where when you were training, when you were on the scene, that you didn't get that 15 minutes of fame during the training, you busted your butt for as long as you could out in the training grounds and stuff like that. How do you feel now that the WWE has kind of made the training and kind of made, like, the quote-unquote behind the scenes a reality competition show?
Great call, Morgan. Thank you so much. I'm going to have you hold that thought. We're going to take a break. We're going to answer that question when we come back on the other side. Jeff Jarrett, pro wrestling legend, with us all up until 8 o'clock here on SportsLine.
Maybe longer.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I got to get on with my kids.
We'll stay on the air as long as you want, Jeff. This is your show.
No.
We're back after this. Stay with us.